You've desecrated all of my work. You disrespected science. What the hell did you put in that vaccine?
And when this vaccine fails, I'll be the scapegoat.
He created a flu that sparked the demand for a vaccine that doesn't work. After everyone in the country is vaccinated.
And the world?
He'll have murdered millions.
Nope, you don't have it.
We need to go now before that vaccine ships and more people die.
Give a certain percentage of the population a fatal illness, and you make sure it's genetic. See, that was the exciting part. You pass it down. So if you have children before you die. Becky, do you have children? How much evil do you have to do good? People are driven by the need to know what happens next. Do you want to know what happens next? Your father created a world-changing, not world-ending, a world-changing, world-improving omnivirus. And we have taken that virus and embedded it in the vaccine of this Stearns flu.
I knew it. I knew it. He created a panic, and now everybody's begging for the vaccine.
No. Demanding it with all the entitlement of a first world country.
Yes. And now we have exactly what we want. Hundreds of millions of Americans lining up, offering us their arms, and letting us give them our creation.
I'm pretty sure when every vaccinated person starts dying, they'll trace it back to undetectable virus or not.
You've all been very busy. You're all very sharp. Are you sure none of you would like to come and work for me? No? Better than dying a terrible, violent death? Then understand this. What we are doing is far bigger than death.
Wait, this virus is not deadly.
It looks pretty damn deadly.
Tell me this. What have you done today to earn your place in this crowded world? Exactly. Everything I do is a cure for our current situation.
Wait, how's it a cure?
You're killing people.
I told you it does not kill. That was the amazing epiphany we had. We didn't have to kill to accomplish our goal.
Which is what?
We intend to stop human reproduction for 3 generations.
A $100 savings bond in West Virginia, a $10,000 scholarship in Lancaster, California, free beer in New Jersey, donuts from Krispy Kreme, Shake Shack fries in New York City.
You just think of this when you think of vaccination.
And a drink in Connecticut. In a push to encourage Americans to get their vaccine, governments and businesses across the country are thinking outside the box. Recently, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine capturing much national attention. For Ohio residents who get their shots, the state is offering something in return, a shot at winning $1 million.
And the winner each Wednesday will receive $1 million.
And so far, state officials say the lottery has been a huge success.
This has been very successful. This past Friday was our highest vaccine administration day in 3 weeks. We were experiencing a 24% decrease week over week for those prior 2 Fridays. Last Friday, that age group saw a 6% increase.
Since DeWine's announcement, several governors following suit. To encourage residents to get the vaccine, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan also announcing a lottery with one grand winner to take home $40,000.
You guys weren't expecting that one, were you?
And New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announcing a $5 million grand prize as well. These types of incentives might just be the extra boost necessary for a country that rests on the brink of returning to a new normal. According to Dr. David Ash, a professor of medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, some rewards might work better than others.
What I like about the system in Ohio is that it trades on emotion. It's very exciting. And I think harnessing that kind of excitement towards this important social purpose is a really good idea.
He says a transactional incentive like giving a direct monetary payment for getting the vaccine might potentially backfire.
In creating a payment for something, you were saying, well, why do I need to get paid? Maybe this could elevate concerns that people already have. I'm not sure that's true for some of the other kinds of incentives, like Ohio's sweepstakes-based incentive, which is largely focused on, getting a big prize.
Perks are, of course, only one of many reasons why people hesitant of getting a vaccine may ultimately decide to do so. A study conducted by the de Beaumont Foundation interviewing a group of people on the fence shows a desire to return to normal with their family and loved ones often marks the tipping point.
Honestly, rather than there being a moment that I learned something, it was more like as time went on, the balance of things that I wanted and that I wanted for my daughter, and I want to travel and I want to get back to normalcy. Those things sort of started to tip the scale.
And while vaccine hesitancy is certainly one huge challenge, equitable access to vaccines remains a stark barrier for many. For example, 37% of potentially undocumented Hispanic adults report they want a vaccine as soon as possible, but have yet to receive one. Many cited concerns such as the risk of having to miss work from side effects or the distance to the nearest vaccine site as to why they were unable to access the vaccine. With about 40% of American adults still yet to get their first dose, expanding access to vaccines and convincing those on the edges of getting one will be a critical task over the months to come.
How are you, my friend?
Talking to you plenty, however. Well, if she's going to be with us, of course, keeping an eye on all things pandemic. Let's start with the numbers, as we often do, from Johns Hopkins University. Globally now, the number of COVID-19 cases, 167.1 million. Here at home, that number continues to go up as far as U.S. deaths, even though it's going up at a much slower pace than we have seen over the past year. Now, that number, U.S. vaccination doses, now 285.7 million administered.
Yeah, so we are seeing the cases decrease, which is all good. We're seeing vaccinations increase, which is good. But we're also hearing something from the CDC. They're investigating a possible link between a heart condition and the vaccine in teens and young adults. What do we know?
Keyword possible. So here's the latest on this. First of all, just some terminology. This is a condition called myocarditis. That refers to an inflammation of the heart muscle. Right now, there are only 14 cases. Luckily, most of them are mild. The vast majority presented about 4 days after the second dose, more common in men compared to women, by the way. And right now, what's really important, as you hear this headline, the number they are seeing is not greater than the background rate that we normally see every day, every year in this country, but the CDC is looking into it.
Perspective, please.